Hey, this is Deepak here from digitaldeepak.com and welcome to the next video in your lead generation mastery course. In this video, we are going to have a look at the third step in the CATT funnel, and the third step is building trust with your leads. In the first video in this module, we had a look at lead magnets and how content lies at the center of attracting attention. Once you develop a lead magnet, and we also discussed different types of lead magnets, you will be able to drive attention to the lead magnets. So you are driving traffic to the lead magnets using SEO, ads, and social media. And there are a few more methods that I will show you when we get into the module about attention. So now that these two parts are taken care of, the next step is that you have to build trust with them. And one of the important reasons that we build trust through drip marketing and retargeting is because if people like our content, they engage in that content, they are not going to be engaged enough and they are not going to build trust with us just with the quality of the content itself. The content delivers some level of trust, but that level of trust is not going to be enough for us to go ahead and make them comfortable enough to buy something from us. So developing trust with your audience is what we are going to look at in this particular video. And there is a separate module on trust building with all the methods that we are going to have a look here. And we will have like an in-depth technical look on how to execute each of these steps. Trust is developed over a period of time with good conversations. Let me give you an example. Let's say you meet someone in a conference and you are meeting this person for the first time. You start talking to them, you have a friendly conversation with them. You also feel like you might be able to help them with their business. So let's say you are a digital marketer and you are meeting this person, you are striking a good conversation, and this person apparently needs some help with digital marketing. Do you think that you will be able to sell your digital marketing services to them immediately? Definitely not. You probably would talk to them once more, maybe catch up after a week, maybe catch up on a phone call or a Zoom call, or maybe meet them for a cup of coffee or meet them for dinner. And then you can see that the relationship is building over time. It is not getting built immediately. And even if they feel very comfortable with you, they are not going to go ahead and give you the money right off the bat because it takes time to build trust. And even when you look at real world relationships, let's say boyfriend girlfriend relationships or even general friendships, nobody becomes very intimate with someone in terms of friendship or in terms of a significant other, in terms of a passionate relationship. It happens over time as one person gets to know the other person over time and the other person gets to know you over time, right? So that's how relationships are built, and that is what we are going to use when it comes to lead generation and building trust with our leads as well. What we are going to do is that we are going to build trust over time. But one of the biggest challenges when you are trying to build trust with your leads is that there are many leads. And if you try to manually follow up with each and every lead that you have and try to build trust with them, then you are not going to have enough time to build trust with them. So that is where marketing automation comes into play. And here in this section, we are going to talk a little bit about marketing automation, but I have a separate course about marketing automation called Marketing Automation Mastery, where we go very deep in terms of the technicalities of how to apply personalization, how to customize your website, how to customize your email campaigns and everything. But in this video and in this particular course, I will kind of give you an overview about it, on how this entire thing is mapped out and how we approach this entire problem, right? So good conversations are also personalized. So when you are having a conversation with someone, you are going to have a personalized communication with them. So let's say you meet someone and you are from Mumbai and this person is also from Mumbai, then you are going to talk about topics which are related to Mumbai. If you meet someone who is from Bangalore and you are also from Bangalore, or let's say you are from Mumbai, if you want to get that person interested in a conversation, you might be asking about Bangalore. Maybe you can have a conversation like, hey, Mumbai is very humid. How is Bangalore? I heard that it's a dry climate. And if you keep talking about Mumbai, the Bangalore person is not going to be very interested. So good conversations are always personalized based on who your target prospect is. And if you are talking to them, and if you are talking to them in such a way that it feels personal to them, then the relationship building becomes easier. So your leads are also real human beings, right? And you need to become familiar with them so that you can make them comfortable. You need to become familiar to them, and you need to talk about your own self. So that's why sharing about yourself and your personal stories and where you are from and the personal side of your own things is also important to build trust. And this is the new age marketing, right? Where you cannot just be a company, and as a company you cannot try to build trust with someone because there are just too many companies, and people have already burnt their fingers dealing with brands where they might have lost some money, they might not have got good customer service. So in this day and age, a personal brand is the brand, and a personal brand can give credibility to a normal brand, which is like a logo or a company, but it always starts with a personal brand. And when you look at, let's say, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk runs $2 billion companies, Tesla and SpaceX, and both these companies have that brand because of Elon Musk, because of Elon Musk's personal brand. And Elon Musk's Twitter account has a lot more followers than SpaceX or Tesla, and that is how important personal brands are. And when you are communicating to your audience, you need to have a style, you need to have a character, and that is why I go ahead and share some of my personal things on Facebook, on Instagram, and I go ahead and post some photos of my dog. If I take a vacation, I post some pictures of it. If I buy a new car, I post pictures of it. And all your leads, all your followers kind of become your friends because they are also seeing the personal side of you. At the same time, this is not to kind of get attention or try to boast. And if you are looking to build fame through this business model on social media, then this might not be the right thing for you. So here I am not trying to build fame. I am basically trying to go ahead and kind of make my audience comfortable with the personality that is me, and sharing some of the personal things is actually a good thing. You cannot do it too much also, and there is a line to be drawn. You need to be professional, but at the same time you need to be a real human being in front of your audience. So this is one part of the equation where you are sharing some information about yourself to your audience, but you need to get more information from your audience as well, right? If you just have their name, email ID and phone number, then you are not knowing a lot about your audience, and hence you will not be able to go ahead and send them personalized communication, right? So you need to get more details from your audience as well, and only then you will be able to do personalized communication. Like for example, in the previous example we discussed that if you know that this person is from Bangalore, then you can talk about Bangalore, and when you talk about Bangalore, this person is going to get interested in the conversation. So what we are basically doing is that we are doing lead nurturing, and we are converting cold leads into warm leads. So warm leads are the ones who will buy, and many of the marketing courses and marketing gyan usually revolves around just saying that, hey, you need to convert the cold leads into warm leads, and these are all the techniques that you can use. But what are leads anyway? Leads are contact information, and these are real people, right? And you need to treat people like real people, and that is why having this perspective of how you build relationship in the real life with real humans is very important when you are trying to build the relationship with your leads online. Because it's not always about business. Business is about helping people. Business is about helping your prospects and customers go ahead and reach their desired state from their current state, which we will talk more about in the next section, where we are doing the transaction. And you need to approach the whole sales and transaction in such a way that you are there to help them, not just trying to get money from them. If you are in a mindset where you are trying to get money from them, then you will become like a cheesy salesperson who people will hate. But if you want to be an authentic salesperson, and if you want to go ahead and sell effortlessly, I don't like pushing for sales. I don't like putting pressure on people to buy my stuff. I show what I have in terms of value, and then I convince people to buy them by creating a buying environment, by making them comfortable, and also communicating very clearly that my product or service is going to help you. And that mindset is very important. So I want you to take a more human approach when it comes to lead conversion and lead generation and building trust with the leads. And as long as you have that human approach, and as long as you feel like you are talking to a real person, flesh and blood human being who has feelings, then you will do very well in business. And these are things that usually people do not talk about, and I feel that it is important to talk about because my business started growing very well once I understood the human component behind the entire business funnel. And CATT, the whole funnel is very human based. Content, attention, trust, transaction. Content is something that humans read, attention is something that humans pay. You build trust with real humans, and you do transaction with real people. Just because you are doing it in a digital way where you are sitting behind a screen does not mean that you can forget about all these things. The best digital marketers are also the best marketers. The best marketers are the best salesmen, and the best salesmen are the best communicators, and the best communicators are the people who are naturally good with other people in terms of building relationships. And I think this is a quote worthy sentence that I just told you. I'll probably go and tweet it out, but I hope you get the idea, right? You need to be human, you need to be real, and you need to be personal. So how are we going to personalize our communication? The actual techniques and the tools of personalization and communication is something that we will get into in the module where we are talking about trust, and also we will go into the actual techniques and tools in a very advanced way in the marketing automation mastery course. But as a general idea, when you talk about trying to personalize the communication, what you need to do is you are doing lead profiling. So lead profiling is basically trying to get more information from your leads apart from name, email ID and phone number, because you are not going to try to communicate to all the people in a similar way. For example, if you have like 100 friends, will you send the same message to all your 100 friends? Definitely not. You are going to personalize the communication, and that is when you actually bond with people. That is when your message becomes signal and not noise. And if you are from the electronics and communication background or from the engineering background, you know that there is signal to noise, and we talk about signal to noise ratio. And if you are trying to tune in, let's say you have a radio and you are trying to tune into the signal, you will also have a lot of noise, and you just need to tune into the right signal so that the message actually receives, right? And that is how the entire communication that you do with your market, it will all be noise if you are just communicating the same thing to all the people. If you want to make it a signal, then you need to personalize the communication. And the only way to personalize the communication is to do lead profiling, where you are getting more details about your leads so that you can personalize your communication. So let's look at the concept of lead scoring and profiling. So lead profiling can be done actively or passively. For example, if you want to do passive lead profiling, then it is called engagement based profiling. You can find out what type of content your audience is engaging with. For example, I have 3 different types of audience in my funnel. We have students, professionals, and entrepreneurs. And let's say I have 2 ebooks. One ebook says how to get your dream digital marketing job, and one ebook says how to grow your business with the power of digital marketing. Based on which lead magnet or ebook that my audience downloads, I will be able to find out who is who. Like for example, if someone is downloading my ebook, which is how to grow your business with digital marketing, then I can kind of get an idea that this person is an entrepreneur. If a person is downloading an ebook which says how to get your dream digital marketing job, then I have an idea that this person might be a professional or a student who is either looking to get a new digital marketing job or planning to get into the digital marketing field or change his careers. So here I am profiling my audience in a better way so that I can send personalized communication to them. The next type of profiling is database profiling. So collecting more data about your leads through application forms, polls, surveys, etc. So what basically happens here is that you are either sending out an email or advertising your application, and the application itself will contain a lot of details. So here I would ideally recommend that you first collect the name and email ID, and then take them to another page where they can apply for a program. And when they apply for a program, they will be giving you more details about themselves, and when they give you more details about themselves, you can personalize them better. And I will show you an example of how I have personalized one of the communication sequences that I have created. And this is something that we will not be getting into the techniques of how I did it in this particular video, but I will just give you an overview on how the personalization is done. Here I am inside my CRM, and here you can see that I have created a sequence for people who apply to my internship program. So let's go ahead and have a look at the application form that I have created. So here, batch 5 confirmation emails. So here people apply for the batch 5 of my internship program, and I ask them to apply using a type form, which is a form that I recommend if you want to collect details, if you want people to apply. And in the type form, they go ahead and fill their details about themselves, and they enter a lot of information. And here they enter whether they are a student, professional, or an entrepreneur, and that particular tag I take it as subscriber.int status. And then I ask them what is their goal, so that is subscriber.int goal. So here you can see each and every email that is sent to my subscribers is personalized based on the information that the applicant has given in the form. That particular information will get substituted here. And here you can see this particular email, your challenge subscriber.intwall. So basically what I have done is that I have asked for a bunch of questions on what their challenges are. So people say that their challenge is procrastination, their challenge is lack of mentorship, their challenge is lack of guidance and content. So based on what they have put, I go ahead and say, hey, your challenge subscriber.intwall, and then I go and say that, hey, if this particular subscriber contains this particular tag, then show this content, else show this content, else show this content. So let's look at one such example where one subscriber said that their challenge is lack of guidance and mentorship. And here you can see that the mail basically reads, hey Sushil Das, in the application form you told me that your challenge is lack of guidance and mentorship. And then it goes on to say that, hey, how am I going to help you with this particular challenge, because this program has guidance and mentorship. So this is how I personalize the emails. And here you can see back in ConvertGet, in terms of guidance and mentorship, this is that content block which goes to the people if they have said that, hey, guidance and mentorship is my challenge. However, if they have said that, hey, lack of quality or actionable content is my challenge, then this particular content block goes and sits on their inbox. So here basically what is happening is that people are getting very personalized emails, and because they are getting very personalized emails, it has better open rates, and they also kind of connect with me better because I am talking to them directly. And there is no limit to the amount of custom fields and custom tags you can put into this. You can also personalize your emails based on details such as city, and if you are collecting the city in the form that people are filling, then you can go ahead and send out subject lines in such a way that their city name is there in the subject line. And imagine that you are from Mumbai or you are from Bangalore, and if you see that particular city in the subject line, then you are more likely to open the emails and more likely to engage on the emails. So that was a simple example of how I do the personalization based on lead profiling. And in the module on trust and in the marketing automation mastery course, I will be showing you a lot more methods on how you can do passive profiling of leads. So passive profiling is basically, instead of collecting all the details in an application form or a sign up form right when they sign up for your lead generation form, or right when they come into the funnel, instead of collecting all the details at that moment, what you are doing is that you are going to passively profile them over time. So you are going to do something like show them a pop-up while they visit your website, ask them to click on a particular poll, and all these data can be taken back to your CRM, and it can be used to personalize your emails. And you can build the funnel in such a way that if you do not have the personalization data, then there is a default message that is sent. If you have the personalization data, then you have the personalized message that is being sent. So I hope you understand that this kind of messaging is super powerful, and it gets your leads to engage with your emails very well, and it also builds trust in a very quick way. You can also score your leads based on how likely they are to buy from you. So let's say you have 100 subscribers, and out of them 10 subscribers are actively opening all the emails and engaging with you. And if you want to do a sales call, or if you want to do a webinar, then it is highly likely that you will be able to engage with them better, and you can put a lot more effort into the sales process and convert them into buyers if you are engaging with only the high quality leads or highly qualified leads, right? So do not spend time on leads that are not interested. Focus the sales effort on leads with high lead scores. Leads can be scored based on information and based on behavior. And behavior includes spending more time on website, opening emails, and clicking on links. So the techniques of lead scoring is also something that we will not see in this video. We will cover that in the trust module, and we can go even more advanced in the marketing automation mastery course. So here, basically what we are looking at when we are trying to build a sequence of emails which will engage with our audience automatically, what we are doing is that we are creating the flywheel effect. So here is an example I would like to give you when it comes to building trust on automation. So basically, if you look at this old type of sewing machine, here you can see that the person who is sewing it will be applying pressure on a pedal, and the pressure applied on a pedal goes and rotates a big wheel which is called the flywheel, and then the flywheel goes ahead and rotates the wheel on top, and then the person stitches. So the idea is that the person need not be pressing the pedal continuously to stitch. He can or she can press the pedal for some time, and then the wheel starts rotating for a while, and even if he stops pressing the pedal, or even if that person stops pressing the pedal, then the wheel will keep rotating because there is some energy stored in the wheel, and the energy will keep giving the rotational movement to the upper wheel, where you can continue stitching the cloth even after you have stopped pressing the pedal. So nowadays we have these automatic sewing machines, so let's not worry about that. But the idea is that the flywheel basically is an energy reservoir which stores the energy that you give it. So basically what we are doing is that we are creating the content, and then we are driving attention to the content. And imagine driving attention to the content is like applying the pedal. You are driving attention to your content either through a live webinar or SEO or SEM or whatever techniques you might have, and then you are applying the pedal, and now people are engaging with your content. But what will happen is that if you forget them, and if you do not engage with them continuously, then they are not going to build trust with you. And that's what we had a look at when we talked about real relationships takes time to build, right? Probably you are watching this particular course and particular video in this course because you have known me for quite some time. You probably did not go ahead and buy my course right off the bat because it was listed in some website. First, I built a relationship with you with my free webinars, with my free emails, and the content and the brand that I have built. And only then you got comfortable so that you could purchase this lead generation mastery course. And that's why you are here, right? And that is the same that will apply for you also in terms of going ahead and trying to convert your leads into customers. You need to build a relationship with them. So what we are basically doing is that we are using marketing automation to build the relationship. So we are using the content, and we are attracting people to that content, and then we are using marketing automation, which is basically drip marketing. And drip marketing means that you are sending emails to your customers once in a while in a specific timeline, so that you don't need to worry about it. Like for example, if you signed up for my course, which is the 25 free digital marketing course with 25 free videos, then I would have sent you like one email every 2 days in terms of you wanting to go ahead and engage in those particular mails that I am sending you. And once you have good enough engagement for a long enough period of time, then you are building trust with me to be comfortable enough to buy from me or attend my webinars, to spend time to attend my webinars, right? So that's what we are basically doing with drip marketing. We are creating a flywheel effect where we just need to put in the energy at some point in time, and then there is an automatic energy continuously being delivered. So for example, if I want to take a 2-week vacation, it's not like for the next 2 weeks I will not be having any audience engagement at all. My automation funnel will take care of it. And when you look at a lot of people who create content on YouTube, content on Twitter, and a lot of social media channels, they can keep up the engagement only if they continuously engage their users for a long enough period of time. And if they stop the engagement with their users, then suddenly what will happen is that the users will forget them, and the reach of their social media accounts will also start going down. So here the biggest problem is that they cannot rest, they cannot take a rest. And if you cannot step back, then it is very difficult to create very high quality content. If you are always having this sense of urgency to create content, then the quality of content also goes down. And you might have seen that there are a lot of YouTube stars with lakhs or millions of subscribers, and they will keep putting some content out there just because they have to put out the content, because if they stop putting out the content, then their users will forget them, and the social media channel will also start giving them less importance and start giving them less reach. So I still go ahead and post videos on YouTube. I still go ahead and use the social media channels, but I use it only as an attraction mechanism so that I can attract people to my content, and then I can engage people using my drip marketing or retargeting funnel. So the idea is that I don't need to continuously go ahead and do the engagement manually with them. My flywheel will take care of me. So this is how the entire blueprint works. You first get the attention using lead magnets, then you build trust using drip marketing and retargeting. So you keep the attention longer, which is the flywheel. Then you are segmenting your leads based on the scoring. And then finally you are enabling the transaction with sales. So this is how the entire model works, where you don't need to continuously engage your audience, especially if you have a large audience, by continuously posting content in front of them. And when you do that, there is also this problem of not personalizing the content, because you are sending the same content to all your subscribers and nobody will feel like it is personalized for them. But here in this case, you can see that I can build a drip marketing funnel for students, professionals, and entrepreneurs separately. And if it is an entrepreneur, I can engage them differently. If it is a student, I can engage them differently. And if I can engage them differently, and if I can be more personalized with my communication, then the trust is built in a faster way, in a deeper way, which helps me enable the transaction eventually. Because when I am going to my audience and asking them to purchase from me, and I am presenting a product or a service to them, then the trust should have already been built, so that I don't need to push the sale. I can just show my product and I can tell them how it will help them. And once I tell them, they will immediately buy the product. So that is how the entire system works. And I hope you kind of got an idea about how this entire thing works. And obviously here we are only looking at concepts and facts. In terms of procedures, we will do that when we get to the module on trust building, where we will look at actual CRMs, and I will show you how to enter these CRMs, how to configure these CRMs, and all those techniques will be taught in a step-by-step way in the future videos. So let's look at the lead magnets quickly. Let's recap, and we might have seen this in the previous videos. So these are the different lead magnets that you can create. So lead magnet is basically content that is going to attract people to us. So we have ebooks, courses, contests, free trial, free webinar, application forms, case studies, program brochure, free audit of a business, whether it is finance or accounting audit, SEO audit, or whatever it might be. And join a membership or a private community. That also becomes a way to go ahead and generate leads. So these are the different things that you can create to attract people to your content. And then you are going to drive attention, and you need to use tools for capturing leads and delivering the lead magnets. So these are the different landing page tools that you can use, and we will go ahead and have a review of some of these tools in the module on trust and the module on attention. So you can use landing page tools such as Instapage, Unbounce, Teach Today, Thrive Architect. You can use opt-in tools for websites, opt-in chat, opt-in monster. You can use forms, which is Typeform or Google Form. So all these tools you can use to attract people to your landing page, collect their leads, and then deliver the lead magnets. And then you can use CRM tools for building trust with your audience on automation. So we can use ConvertKit, which is what I use. I also use ActiveCampaign. Then you can use Teach Today for digital mentors. Then you can use GetResponse, Aweber, HubSpot, MailChimp, SendFox. So all these are email marketing tools that will help you go ahead and send emails on automation, so that you can put it on a sequence after the lead magnet. And the way you build these lead magnets is something that we will discuss in the trust module. And basically, if you want me to give you an example of that, let's say you are collecting leads by giving away an ebook. The follow-up emails could be different chapters in the ebook, highlighting the different chapters of the ebook, and then going ahead and showing them some testimonials or how to use the book, asking them for a feedback or a review. All this is part of the follow-up sequence that you can do, which we will dive deep into in the future videos. So you can also retarget your website visitors and leads. So if people visit your website and do not become leads, you can retarget them back to your lead generation page. So even though they have not necessarily entered their name and email ID, they have at least visited the website. So you can pixel them, and then you will be able to go ahead and track those pixels and then deliver the ads to them. If people become leads and do not buy your products, you can retarget them with your product sales pages and you can bring them back. So this is also some form of trust building, where once they visit your website, then wherever they go on the web, they are seeing your ads. So that is why retargeting ads are like really powerful. And you can do retargeting to show ads to people who are familiar with your brand and hence have a higher CTR and higher conversion. So retargeting is also something that we will have a separate video on in the trust building module. So now that we have covered three major areas in this overview, so we have covered how to create content, which is the lead magnet, so that you can attract people to your content. Then we are going to drive attention to your content using SEO, ads and social media. And then we are going to build trust with your audience using drip marketing and retargeting. So that is how you build trust. And the final video in this particular module is going to be sales and conversion, where we are talking about transaction. And for each of these four areas, content, attention, trust, transaction, we are going to have separate modules with a bunch of videos inside it. And those videos will give you like practical implementation steps where we will be covering the procedures. So in this video, we are just covering the concepts and the facts. And in the future videos, we are going to cover the procedures. And whenever you take any concept or whenever you take any subject in terms of learning, then you are going to have these three major things. One is concepts, one is facts, and one is procedures. Concepts is something that you need to understand. Facts is something that you need to memorize, and procedure is something that you need to practice. So right now, I hope you understand that we are in the concept and fact stage, where we are just understanding and memorizing the concepts and the facts. So you understand what is the concept. So we are kind of having an overview on it. We are looking at the map. We are not actually making any progress. And then we are also remembering some facts, like I showed you a bunch of tools. I showed you the framework and the methodology, like content, attention, trust, transaction. And I recommend that if you have to understand these concepts, then you go ahead and write it down. And if you want to go ahead and remember the facts, you write it down, and this will help you remember them better. So now that we have covered the three areas, which is content, attention and trust, is that enough? If you do not do the transaction, then you will not have the time, energy and money to invest in building content, driving attention or building trust with them. None of this will work if you do not do the sales and conversion, which is the actual transaction, which we will get into in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Please go ahead and leave a comment below with whatever you think and whatever questions you might have in your mind. And I will go ahead and reply to these comments as well. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video right now.